Previously on Ultimate Drag Challenge.
Hello. What's up, y'all? I have returned.
Sorry, I got distracted by a spider. Hi, Fred.
From this point on in the competition, there will be a main challenge as well as a runway challenge. These teams were asked to put together 80s inspired dance videos to classic 80s tracks.
She's a maniac on the floor.
Team Diosa, all three of you will be lip syncing this week.
Life is good when we freak it.
Purl, your Ultimate Drag Challenge journey ends here. Thank you for your time, Purl. We love you. Ten challengers enter, and through their wit, endurance and creativity, they will battle it out and prove that one of them is the Ultimate Drag Challenger. The winner of Ultimate Drag Challenge will win a cash prize starting at £100 and a prize package courtesy of S&B Beauty. Welcome to the Ultimate Drag Challenge. Hi everyone, it's Aries. So, at the beginning of the episode, me being out of drag is never good news, unfortunately. And I do have to inform you that Natasha Starr will be leaving the competition. Natasha put it to me very plainly that she wasn't having fun with it anymore, and it was probably adding to stress that she may have already been dealing with. And of course, in UDC, I don't want anyone to be stressed out or damaging their mental health being here. I want this competition to be fun. I want this to be like a great experience for people. And of course, Natasha's probably had a lot of fun with the competition so far. It does really sadden me to see Natasha go. Natasha was a great competitor. I always look forward to seeing what Natasha was going to wear because she killed it on every runway. And she was a very bright and lovely person to have in the... very bright and lovely person to have in the group chat. And I've heard nothing but positives about her from her teammates who worked with her on the previous challenge as well. So sending lots of love to Natasha, and of course Natasha's welcome to join us for the finale or reunion or whatever it comes down the road. That being said, I just want to give like a quick insight into what the environment is like in UDC. There's nothing like negative or awful really going on behind like production or anything. There's been a couple of arguments between some people, but it's never been anything I think has been like completely terrible, and if it was, I would put a stop to it. The group chat all seems to get along very well and seems to have a lot of love for each other. It's just been a matter of certain people's lives changing and sort of different factors factoring into people's lives, meaning that, you know, they've had to put UDC on the back burner or drop out because it's just what's the best for them. That being said, please enjoy this episode. The competition's, you know, getting so close to the end now. So please continue to support all our challengers, whether they've been eliminated, dropped, or they're still competing. Thank you.
So we've made it through another week. Can you believe it? I'm so happy that I made it through that challenge. Not only did I make it through the challenge, but I was on the winning team. Could you believe it? This was the challenge I was most dreading because I have 2 left feet. I cannot dance at all. But Natasha did such a great job in leading us to, I guess, a well-earned victory. I absolutely agree. I mean, I may have a bias that we were the best team, but I thought Natasha possibly could have won this one because she was such a strong team leader, and if it wasn't for her incredible ideas when we were putting it all together in the couple of Zoom calls that we did, I don't know how we could have done. So I feel like that really should go noticed, how good of a leader Natasha was. She really pulled it all together for us.
Episode 4, guys. Bitches, we made it. Yeah, I didn't think I'd be back for episode 4. I was very concerned after being in the bottom 3 lip sync that a bitch was gone, but I survived, thankfully. I don't really know if I agree with being in the bottom 3, but I think me being the team leader and my team being in the bottom 3, probably being in the bottom really didn't help, so therefore they didn't see 3 people in the bottom. I don't really agree because I got high marks both on choreography and on the performance of the choreography and on my aesthetic. But, you know, you kind of just have to play the cards you dealt with. And I didn't even want any of my team to be in the bottom. I thought we were good. Unfortunately, I didn't think about the visual aspects, which always fucks me up. I didn't think about the visuals. Obviously, Natasha's team did. And that's cute for her. I mean, listen, like, that was a smart fucking move. I'm a dumbass for not thinking about that. I literally was like, just colors. Just make us all one color. Just see how that goes. But, you know, it just kind of, at this point, it just is what it is. I'm not really, I mean, I'm sad about it because I didn't want Purl to be eliminated. I don't know. I just feel very weird seeing Purl be eliminated.
R.I.P. Purl Stitches. You're knitting with Jesus now. Do I agree with the team that won the challenge? Obviously. Do I agree with the individual from our team who won the challenge? No. And I don't think it's because Rose didn't do an amazing job. She did great in the dance, and her runway was awesome too. I particularly liked the eyes going up and down the legs. I thought that was a nice detail. But to reiterate, Natasha choreographed the whole thing. She edited the whole thing. She made us all look good, even though she knew the choreography best. The choreography you all liked so much. And her outfit on the runway literally lit up with lights. And I totally understand the Cinderella story that we were going for by giving Rose the win, because I actually genuinely see that for her character arc within this story. But was last week's runway and challenge really the episode to give her that redemption? Just try to imagine you're going to a club, you're going to a party that's being promoted by all these club kids, and Rose walks in with her costume. And hell, I walk in mine, and Luna walks in hers. And then Natasha walks in with her costume from last week, and turns the lights on and starts twirling around. Whose outfit out of the 4 do you think they're going to talk about afterwards? Whose outfit is going to capture the hearts and minds of all those gay people on ketamine?
I want a runway! I obviously am so happy. I feel like this is like proved a lot. Like, I literally went from bottom 2 to winning a runway, which literally just goes to show that it's anyone's game at this point. It literally could be any of us. You know, you have one bad week. Similarly, you could be doing really badly. And then you do really well. So yeah, I am really pleased that the hard work paid off and that I am proving that I deserve a place in this competition and that I can do well. It's kind of like proving to myself just as much as proving to like everyone else. But I feel like I've found myself, if that makes sense. And I feel that I am more confident in myself and my abilities, and I'm just really, really excited for all of the weeks that we have coming up now. Like each runway, I'm like, yeah, let's do this. So yeah, I'm obviously over the moon. Also want to say a huge well done to Natasha, who was obviously the team leader for our group, who led us to victory. And then she was in the top 2 with me as well. So also huge congratulations to Natasha, and also Luna and Jack from my team as well.
So this week I thought I'd go for the extremely hungover look. I think I'm rocking it, if I'm honest. When actually I haven't drunk at all. I just can't be asked to take the makeup off my face that I wore earlier, hence that. And basically I'm just really tired. How do I feel after week 3? Well, that is a good question. I feel tired. I suppose it's sad to see Ruby go, but I suppose at the same time, that's one less bitch to fight off, isn't it, really? So, lots of love, bye!
I am happy for Rose though, she did great. I mean, that smile is so contagious, she was absolutely brilliant. And I'm really happy with Jack as well, his performance was fantastic. And it really kind of felt like he sort of let loose and just had fun with it. And that's kind of what we wanted. We wanted to give him this like main character moment at the end, and he took it. And it was, yeah, it was so much fun actually in the end. And when I was watching it back, I really hoped I wouldn't like cringe or anything, and I didn't, so that's a good sign, isn't it? The other team were really quite good. I loved their outfits, the little different colour coordinated things. Oh, I love that. I think Bailey was possibly the strongest of that team, but they weren't bad by any means. I'm really sad that Purl has been eliminated from the competition. I thought they were absolutely fantastic throughout, and brought some really good like political insights into their drag, so I'm going to miss them a lot.
I'm really, really sad to see the departure of Purl from the competition. Purl was the only person I knew in the cast prior to Ultimate Drag Challenge, and I remember when we were all thrown into like the group chat for the first time when we got to see who else had been cast. I remember both of us just like DMing each other like privately to be like, oh my gosh, you're here too, and we were both just like really, really excited that the other person was gonna be in the competition with us. So it is really, really saddening for me that Purl is now gone, but I'm so proud of them. They did absolutely incredibly, and I know that they gave it their all, and they are so talented, and yeah, I'm just super, super proud of them. Lives you, Purl.
I'm pretty excited for this week's challenge. I did vote for it, in particular because I am so hateful. But I'm also kind of nervous. They say that when you love what you do, you never work a day in your life, but I worry that because I'm already such an evil bitch, I won't be able to live up to your expectations in this roast. I hope that that's unfounded.
Ruby leaving was I don't know. My heart goes out to them. Really does. Yeah, my heart goes out to them, I guess. It's just kind of the only situation. I don't know. I don't know how to put this, but it's very difficult for me to, I do have sympathy for people, I do, but it's very difficult for me to continually be nice to somebody that I don't necessarily know likes me as a person, because she's been making comments in the group chat being very upset. She was very upset with the fact that I came back, and I don't know, it just kind of left a weird taste in my mouth about Ruby. She kind of also came at me in the beginning because I was late for all my stuff. And to be fair, should I be late? No, but there was also things happening in my life. Shit happens, a bitch gets sick, a bitch gets depressed, like, and I'm not medicated, and I don't have a fucking therapist, unfortunately. I really should have got one, but shit happens, and so it's hard. And I don't really know if, like, I'm supposed to be in on the joke, but it's just kind of like, I don't feel like it's playful. I feel like it's actually like supposed to be insulting, but like a part of me actually does care. I do care because it hurts my feelings. Like, I don't know what she feels the need to come at me for, but you know, I mean, in reality, she's just another twink, and I can just, you know, I can ignore twinks. I'm probably heavier than her, and I can probably sit on her.
I'm looking forward to this week. I've never done a roast before, and I'm not a particularly like, I don't know, shady person, so I'll be interested to see how this goes. I wanted to kind of play a little bit of a Mean Girls-esque character in it, just because Luna herself isn't particularly shady. So I just thought I'd kind of like maybe play up to a bit of a shtick, sort of, I don't know, and give that a go, just because, I mean, I'm not really like that in person. I'm super excited about the runway. I've got a cool idea, bringing it a little bit closer to home. I mean, I'm gonna sound like, you're probably all gonna disown me, but I don't like Mean Girls and I don't like Heathers, so I thought I'd take my own approach to that, and hopefully the judges like it and get it. I mean, it was the first thing I thought of when I saw the brief, so hopefully, I mean, surely that means it can't be too obscure. I'm excited to see what the others are going to bring this week as well. I mean, I feel like there'll be a lot of like tartan outfits for the runway, so we'll see how that goes. But I'm really looking forward to this one. I think in this challenge, there's a couple of people that I need to watch out for. So after watching some of the confessionals, I think Jack is really shady, and I think he could do a really good job in this roast, because, I mean, some of the things he said are like, but also true, you know, so I reckon Jack could do really well in this one. And I also think Bailey is absolutely hilarious, so I think they'll do phenomenally as well. But I think this one could be quite a tough one to call. I mean, the cast are very funny, so I don't want to underestimate anybody, because this could be quite a good episode. I say that like the others weren't good episodes, they've all been fantastic.
Our team deserved to be in the bottom last week. Yeah. I'm really sad that Pearl's gone. Pearl was honestly a really sweet, honest, supportive soul. I love their yarn looks, their yarn wigs, and yeah, I think they've got a lot in store, so fuck off, but I'll see you soon. So I love a good roast, preferably a spit roast. But yeah, I think my strengths, if I have any, lie in my comedy, my kind of acting-y background. This makes me sound like a posh twat. But I think I kind of prefer improvisation, like on the beat, like talking to an audience, you know, kind of jesting and jiving. So I think even though I could write a script, and I will write a script, for me it's hard to kind of craft it. Like I just prefer talking to people in real life, and I don't get to do that.
My plan for this week's challenge is just to have fun with it. I think that's all you can do. I don't want the pressures of the competition to get to me and for that to make me fail. I've definitely been doing my homework for this week's challenge. I have been rewatching a lot of videos and making notes, and trying to apply that to this week's challenge, so I'm really hoping that doing my homework has paid off. Yeah, I just want to go out there and have fun with it. I also got to choose the running order of this week because of my win last week, which was really cool, but I tried to do it the fairest way. I basically privately messaged everyone and asked for their top 2 slots that they would like, and then basically accommodated to everyone. There was one person, I'm not gonna say who it is, but there was one person that requested to go either first or last. I'm hoping that Aries puts in like a cricket noise or something. Yeah, I was not expecting anyone to say that. That's usually like the 2 positions that no one wants to do. I was expecting like no one to say them, and then one person said like either or, and I was like, oh, okay, this makes it easier for me, thank you. So yeah, so chose the running order, put myself where I wanted to be as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be interesting, and I'm excited to see how people do, and I'm interested to see what gets said. But yeah, I think it's going to be a really fun and cool challenge. Yeah.
So this week is a roast. I am not really, I mean, I think I'm funny, but I'm not like a comedy person. I'm not really a creative in that way, but I have enthusiasm, and I think that could take me a long way. I think Rose getting the opportunity to, you know, do the lineup and to ask people what they wanted, I think was good. I'm second to last, so I mean, I'm after Luna. Or no, I'm after Rose, and then I'm after Rose is Luna. So, I mean, if anything, if I'm terrible, you know, at least I'm a good jumping off point for Luna. And everyone's great. I'm a great jumping off point for Luna. I don't fucking know at this point. I don't roast people just because, like, I feel like they get mean with me. I don't even mean to be mean. So I really had to, like, write and figure everything out. Unfortunately, I was late with my shit, and that's due to the fact that I had the passing of my lovely, beautiful Snap Supreme. But, I miss him. He's buried out in the backyard. Just hoping for the best at this point. Well, he's dead, so. But hoping that, you know, he's in the big garden in the sky and just traveling his, you know, around, because he was a very good traveler. He liked traveling a lot.
I can't believe we're so close to the end as well. I mean, there's so few of us here. We're not far away from the finale now, and the pressure certainly is on. Like, you've got to be at the top of your game every single time. So hopefully I've kind of amped it up a little bit and kind of, I don't know, made myself a little bit more noticeable, I guess. Hello? Oh, we have a friend. Hi. Come sit with me then. I mean, I really, really want to do well in this competition. I have been doing well. I've been very consistent. I've been high every single episode. High placing every single episode. But I do want that win. I want to get a win. I feel like it's getting so close to the end of the competition and I've not won yet. So I'm vouching on this week.
Yeah, I'm excited for this week. I hope that the jokes are funny. I hope that Rock Candy doesn't kill me. And I hope that Aries can forgive me. And I hope everybody learns to kind of love me just a little bit more. So, yeah.
My punani smells like Terry's chocolate orange. It smells very nice.
Welcome to the Ultimate Drag Challenge. I'm your host, Aries Envy. Our guest judge this week is a sweet, non-binary confectionery all the way from sunny Brighton. It's Rock Candy.
Hi, I'm the wonderful, talented and perfect and chronically overcompensating Rock Candy, and I'm this week's guest judge on UDC. Woo! Yay! Please help, I'm being held hostage.
Rock, as my own drag sister, I'm very happy to have you here. For this week's main challenge, our challengers were asked to put together a comedic roast. They've got to fire up the competition and grill not only me and our other guest judge, but each other in a comedy roast. Let's see how they did. Welcome to the Ultimate Drag Challenge Roast.
Alright, I've only got 3 minutes, so I don't have time to give you the typical Aries envy speech about how wonderful and special you all are. What's up with that anyways? It's almost like she thinks we're gonna commit suicide after one critique.
One of the stronger members of this team, and I was really proud of you this week.
It's all in good fun though. I'm so glad we've gotten to know each other a little more during this competition. Mostly just because I want to win, but... Speaking of, I bet you're wondering why I'm smiling like the Joker. Well, that's because I recently found out that that's how you win these competitions. Not by working the hardest or looking the best, just smiling.
To quote Rose Quartz endlessly quoting Drag Race, choices.
Stop it, Leviathan, she already hates me. Honestly, the reaction to Natasha's last 2 looks should have been swapped. Last week she looked amazing, and it got her 0 attention. But the Cave Dweller look was a little overhyped. I mean, yes, it was period appropriate, but that's only because she kept that dress around from back in her days.
You can call her Miss Starr if you're nasty.
Starr, but I thought I wasn't supposed to lie. Pretty smart to wear that T-Rex suit, though, so you wouldn't have to bother learning the lip sync. And it's hysterical that wasn't the costume that inhibited that lip sync the most. Ugh, and Bubbles was going on about what a big person she is for admitting that she blew it. Listen, we all admitted we can't dance, but you don't see the rest of us trying to get a sainthood about it.
Oh, Bubbles, Bubbles, Bubbles. I remember when I thought toilet humor was funny.
Ha! Got her. Rock Candy, I didn't write a read for you because I've never heard of you before, but don't take it personally. I haven't heard of any drag artist from the UK. And my darling Diosa, I'm pretty sure you're going to be dragged to hell for the rest of this roast, so buckle up. I was going to roast you myself, but after the way they dragged you for that first episode, I lost interest. I don't do sloppy seconds.
Well, if you're too sweet on him to do it, then I will. Listen, honey, you're gonna have to lip sync with more passion than that if you want to win this thing.
And don't worry, Luna. Unlike Natasha and the judges, I didn't forget about you. Dad, I'll do it later. I'm talking to my friends. You motherfucker!
Alright, Bubble Blowers, how you doing? My name's Bailey Bubbles, and there's always room for bubbles, darling. Oh, hey. But before we move on, I just want to say thank you and a world of applause to Mr. Jack Cadaver. You were absolutely fucking terrible. Or I think you were. To be honest, I haven't actually watched it. None of this is recorded live. So we're just going to go that they're terrible. And if you could edit that in for me, please. Thanks there, Aries. Yeah, you get me. Oh, thank you. I'll give you one of those later. Yeah. Anyway, I wanted to come dressed as a roast dinner today, you know. Quite topical. It's a roast, for all goodness sake. So I thought I'd come as a roast potato, a piece of ham, maybe a Yorkshire pudding. I'm a Yorkshire lass. But sadly, no. Apparently, giving blowies behind the bins to old people and selling food pictures on OnlyFans is not a good moneymaker, so I had to settle for a more affordable hot dog costume off Amazon Prime. But you get me, babe. Your drag's very affordable, so you can understand. So that's fine, though. You know, that's fine. I also thought you'd like a hot dog, Aries, okay? Because you like hot dogs like that, and you like hot dogs like that. So it's fine, babe. The only difference between me and you, really, we're fucking twins, is that I'm actually successful and good at makeup. Ba-bum, cush. Insert joke there. But anyway, my mother, right, told me not to lie. She also told me not to get fucked in drag behind the bins and blackball. That didn't last very long, so my mother, let's not trust my fucking mother. I'm going to lie all the fuck I want. So, Diosa Aurora Oso, your name is longer than your original stint in this competition. Okay, you like all these COVID variants, though. You keep coming back. The only difference is, though, like COVID-19, COVID-20, we're young and supple and youthful, you know, like in the title, like me. You're more like a fucking COVID-43. Old and fucking grey. But that's fine. But I do think you should get tested for COVID. Because, babe, you've got no fucking taste. Moving on to Rock Candy, our special guest. Not sure if you're that special, but we'll go with it. Rock Candy, you are the only 21-year-old who hasn't hit fucking puberty. And I have to say, I didn't really know who you were, so I was scrolling for your Instagram trying to think of something adequately funny to say. And I found a picture of you fisting a puppet, that's the one. And baby, that's fine. If you want to fist puppets, that's your kink, then you live your best life. But, hun, that's the only fucking thing that's ever going to let you shove a hand up them. So, I'd keep it going if I was you. So, Aries Envy, last but not least, your eyebrow coverage is as crunchy as a fucking 3-year-old's pasta paintings that they make at nursery. It's absolutely extraordinary that you've done drag for so long and still paste like fucking oatmeal on your face. But that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. However, one thing I do love about you is your hips. They're absolutely amazing. However, when you bend over, you do cause a lunar eclipse. So if you could stay upright, it would be great for all of us. Now, that's me done. Stay bubbly, always use a condom. And let's move over to Rose, who I'm sure will be just as adequate as me.
If you don't know who I am, where the fuck have you been? No, I'm just kidding. I'm Rose Quartz, and today I have the absolute pleasure of roasting my season 1 Gals, Gays and Days. Starting off with my dear sister, Luna Hex. You know, I think it's so congenial that Luna named herself after a Monsters High doll to pre-warn you that you will need a Monster High to watch her runways. Just like how Bailey filmed their confessionals from the toilet last episode to pre-warn you that their runway was going to be shit. Speaking of Bailey Bubbles, it's a well-known fact that you can't say bubbles in an angry voice, which is the only reason that Bailey remains in the competition. Question: what do Jack Cadaver, Scarlett Bobo and Durex condoms have in common? There is a 98% chance that they're safe. Jack has been known to read me a lot during early confessionals, and we had to work together last week for the challenge, so we were very adult about it, and we had a private kiki and made sure that we were on good terms. However, there is one thing I can't forgive him for, and that's for having the same look for both his entrance and his promo look. Bestie, your drag persona is 664 years old. You've been doing drag longer than RuPaul. Just. But Jack Cadaver is so old that it wasn't actually footage of Natasha coming down the runway as a cave woman. That was just early footage of Jack as a child. Speaking of my dear sweet angel Natasha, I would just like to congratulate her on being top 2 with me last week and for being a really great team leader. You know, Natasha is definitely a front runner in this competition. But what really stood out for me was her joint win with Bailey in week 2. After all, that Neanderthal grunting voiceover was the most coherent that she sounded all season. But Natasha is camp, high energy, and a dancing diva, basically the love child of Louis Spence and the Energizer Bunny. But the legal battle between Energizer and Duracell over their similar mascots reminds me of the daily fight that Natasha has with her makeup brushes. My darling Diosa, some people are gonna say that you're forgettable, your wigs are busted, and that you shouldn't have been brought back to the competition, but they're so wrong! Your wigs aren't busted. I would like to end by giving a shout out to our beautiful guest judge this week, Rock Candy, who has apparently taken it upon themselves to edit Hairspray movie covers on Instagram to make up for a lull in show bookings, and our main host, Aries Envy, who is so northern they wouldn't suck a dick unless it'd been battered first. I've been Rose Quartz. I'd say enjoy the rest of the show, but Diosa's up next.
Hey, how y'all doing? I'm so sorry for being late. Rosie, thank you so much for holding it down. A girl was on Ecuadorian time, but a bitch is back here. Thank you so much for coming to the 2021 Season 1 of Ultimate Drag Challenge Roast. I can't wait to get spit roasted by everybody. We're going to start off with the fabulous Bailey Bubbles. I love Bailey's energetic spirit, but she talks so fast, I have to drink 3 cans of Red Bull and snort crack just to keep up with her. I mean, I may have ADD of the brain, but the bitch got the ADD of the mouth. Rose Quartz. You know, Rose is so unbothered by the possible wannabe rosé comments. I mean, they do share something in common though. Besides their love of the color pink, they're both as compelling as watching paint dry. I mean, Rose did turn the corner with the club kid look though. She proves that she knows fashion outside of clicking place order on Amazon. And that's a skill she could take anywhere with her. Jack Cadaver, hey baby. You know, Jack reminds me of the film American Psycho. You know, a suave, interesting man with a possible kill streak. Every single time Jack talks about his runways, I'm not sure if he's trying to rearrange my guts or stab my guts open. Either way, I'll take 10 inches of anything he gives me. There's 2 things I love about Connecticut, and that's Gilmore Girls and Natasha Starr. You know, she's my hairy sister, the Sasquatch to my Chewbacca. I mean, she probably is a Sasquatch. I've been hearing rumors from the local gay scene about a hairy beast running around in 10-inch pumps. Luna Hex. Her looks really do put a spell on you. I mean, her club kid look, fantastic. Her period piece look, amazing. Her entrance look, ugh, divine. But her monochrome look and her promo look, I mean, the only spell that's casting is a sleeping one. Rock Candy. You know, Rock performed a song called Man or Muppet, a stellar, true-to-life performance about the internal struggles all bottoms face, whether or not they should take the whole fist. It's okay, Rock. Living your truth, living your honesty. Just take the whole fist. It's okay. And last but not least, the beautiful, wonderful host, Aries Envy. You know, I've gotten to know her throughout this entire competition and have noticed her beautiful face. I mean, she has the face for a makeup campaign. You know, CoverGirl Cosmetics, NYX Cosmetics, Smashbox Cosmetics. But I feel like Rimmel London would be her way to fame because with those teeth, we know she has the London look. Thank you so much. I love all of you. I can't wait to get spit roasted. Shout out to everybody. And next up is the fabulous, wonderful, and amazing Luna Hex. Yes.
Thank you, Rosie. Hello, everyone. I am Luna Hex, and I want to start out by apologising. Not for my jokes or anything, but for the sheer inconvenience that I just don't give a fuck. I mean, I've heard worse from better people, and I don't respect these hoes enough to be insulted by them. But anyway, enough about me. Let's get on to these basic ass bitches. And speaking of, Bailey Bubbles is here, everybody. Bailey Bubbles. Ooh, the wheel is turning, but the hamster's dead, if you know what I'm saying. This bitch is about as sharp as a marble, and I'm pretty sure that their IQ probably starts with a decimal point. I mean, Bailey is so dumb. They could fall into a barrel of dicks and come out sucking their thumb. We also have Diosa Aurora Oso back in the competition. Now I say back because Diosa was eliminated in episode 1. And when I was told he was coming back, I didn't know what to think, mainly because I didn't know what he could bring to the competition. But I'll tell you one thing about Diosa. He is impossible to underestimate. I mean, I didn't expect much in the first place, and he still managed to disappoint me. Rose Quartz is here. Can you believe it? Rose's personality is a lot like her running the competition. She is the human equivalent of a participation award. I mean, I worked with Rosie in the last challenge, in the Girl Groups challenge, and I will say that she is about as useful as tits on a priest. And if a drag were any simpler, it may need to be watered twice a week. We also have Natasha Starr with us. I love Natasha Starr, and she has done really quite well for herself in this competition. She has been right at the top of the bell curve. And if she didn't get that joke, I would explain it to her, but I haven't got the time nor the crayons. The devastatingly handsome Jack Cadaver is here with us. Now, Jack claims to be the villain of the season, but it's less of a personality and more just a collection of character flaws. I mean, we all know that Jack is an emo. In fact, he's so emo, he gets jealous when his phone dies. Jack Cadaver is from Illinois, and it's so difficult to fight crime in Illinois because there are no dental records and everybody's DNA matches. Now on to our hostess with the leastest, Aries Envy. Oh baby, I envy anybody who doesn't know them. Thank God Aries wears those ginormous hip pads, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to find their arse in the dark with both hands and a flashlight. But now they're here hosting this competition. This bitch hit rock bottom and carried on digging. And speaking of rocks, we have our guest host, Rock Candy, with us. Now, I have worked with Rock Candy a few times in a couple of digital shows, and if you've seen this bitch's show, Dogging, you'll know that she is a whore. I mean, so much so, I don't think a flagpole could satisfy this bitch. It was great being introduced to Rock, though, but no matter what people said about her, I thought she was okay. Now that's everything from me tonight. I hope you've had a wonderful night, but judging by the talent that we have put on display, I highly doubt that. Thank you so much. Have a great night.
Our runway challenge this week was Preppy Perfection. Show us your meanest girl, gay or they. Let's see how the challengers did. Bailey Bubbles.
Bonjour, c'est chic, les freak. Here I am walking down the runway in my preppy perfection look. Curves, swerves and everything, because you don't need to be skinny to pull off a look like this. Big is beautiful. I've got my yellow beret and flamingo pen, every good girl accessorises. All I want to do in drag is look sickening, etc. And today I feel beautiful.
Diosa Aurora Oso.
Who is she? What are they? they're gonna bully you, they're gonna stab you, and they're gonna make sure vampires don't eat you. Tonight I want to give a 90s throwback look meets Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Joss Whedon's a piece of shit, but Buffy Summers will always be in my heart. I want to pay tribute to these like little skimpy spaghetti strap 90s dresses that would always get paired with like an excessive amount of coverage up top, which is the only reason why my titties aren't out. But you can see the nipple rings piercing through. And, you know, who doesn't like a cute little demon purse you can barely, you know, hide your steak in?
Jack Cadaver.
That's Jack Cadaver. He just transferred here from some private Catholic school and immediately got adopted by the popular girls because he shoplifts a lot of booze, and once he even made a teacher cry.
Luna Hex.
For my runway this week, I'm giving you the UK's answer to Mean Girls, St. Trinians. I used to love this movie as a kid, and I genuinely wanted to go to school dressed like this when I was like 9 years old. Not only did it teach me that school can be punk rock, but also the true meaning of girl power. I adore this little black dress that I am wearing, and it felt so strange putting on a tie again because I haven't done that since secondary school. I love these little cute black pumps, and my suspenders are like cute as fuck. Hockey sticks and balls of steel, we are St. Trinians.
Rose Quartz.
Coming down the runway, I am a modern day Cher Horowitz from the movie Clueless. I'm still in the same iconic yellow outfit because it is now vintage, but Cher is now a top environmental lawyer, hence she never leaves the house without her reusable coffee cup. In this outfit, I feel really, really stunned, and may I remind you that it does not say RSVP on the Statue of Liberty.
So, starting off with Jack. Jack killed me. The first half was very strong, just the whole, like, the whole cutting to the octopus saying stuff back to him, and the drinking of the, I think it was bleach after, whilst playing the clip of me giving critiques, it just really caught me off guard. Jack went in with those jokes, he wasn't afraid to be harsh, he wasn't afraid to be mean, and that's what you do in a roast. He really killed it, in my opinion.
It was an amazing way to start, and so beautifully dark without being, you know, too far. Because you can go a bit too far with these things. It was like perfectly dark. Yeah, it's amazing. Laughing all the way through.
Yeah, Jack was absolutely one of my favourites of this week. The only note I would have for Jack is I think the Leviathan or octopus thing sort of got old after just a little while, but
yeah, it was good the first few times, then it got to the point where it was like, oh, the octopus is back.
Yeah, but the ending where he goes to fight some malefic entity off screen, that sealed it for me.
Mm-hmm.
I love this. I think Jack was just, mixed with the voiceover explaining his look, and like the location, the idea of the preppy bad boy, just moved in from a different school, got abducted by all the mean girls at school. It was bang on, and like the outfit, I probably would have changed the sweater for a different colour maybe, but honestly, like altogether, this was preppy perfection. This is what I was looking for.
I honestly wouldn't have changed anything about it. I think I loved it, and I loved the characterization of it as well. It was almost as if JB and Veronica Sawyer became one. And it was so simple, because every single part of it was done so well that it was elevated. I loved it. It was beautiful.
Totally. Bailey's outfit from the get-go just made me fucking scream. The choice to do the roast as a hot dog was certainly something, to say the least. It was hysterical. It was very hard and very harsh, which is good in my opinion. There were lots of really good punchlines, like my ass causing a lunar eclipse. Some of the jokes weren't my favourite overall, but I think Bailey really hit it on the head.
I think it was consistently funny, and yeah, laughing all the way through. I think my one point is there were a lot of dick jokes, and I love a dick joke as much as the next person who loves dick jokes, but maybe change up a little bit.
Yeah, I would say Bailey did rely on the crutch of saying dick, dick, fuck, and babes quite a bit. So it's just learning to get off those sort of like verbal crutches a little bit. But other than that, I did quite enjoy Bailey.
Really funny.
I liked Bailey's look, I would say. This was really good makeup from Bailey. Like, Bailey looked really gorgeous. I mean, I think in this competition, I've said this almost every week, that I've been astounded by Bailey's makeup. Maybe that's because I've watched Bailey come up in the scene and watched like Bailey since like starting as a baby queen. But Bailey's like base and makeup and eye makeup all just look really put together, really polished, really refined. I like the outfit. It gave me like a girl who sits in a smoky French cafe, smokes cigarettes, reads books, has a diary, may want to run off and marry a lawyer. You know what I mean?
For me, the skirt, the hair, the beret was very cute. The shirt and the pearls, it felt like I was watching my nan walk down the runway. Which worked, but that wasn't what the runway was. I liked it. It was a cute outfit, but it wasn't giving me like preppy. It was giving me bingo.
Yeah, I think I would have maybe changed the top as well. And you know who it did remind me of? I just got this yellow beret off Vinted. I am definitely rocking it. Please tell me you've seen that advert. I did like this look from Bailey. I think I agree. Maybe the top should have been different, but I liked all the different components, and I loved seeing like big hair on Bailey.
The hair was gorgeous. I really liked the hair.
So up next was Rosie. So I feel Rosie had good jokes, in my opinion, but I don't know if the delivery was the best, because there were some that were really funny, and I was finding myself wondering why I wasn't really laughing at it. I think it was me. Rose wasn't giving the jokes enough time to breathe. She was just bam, 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 bam. Like, I would say the joke about needing a monster high to understand Loon's drag, or I think it was something along those lines. That was a really good joke, but because she sort of just kind of rushed through it, I wasn't able to take it in and laugh at it as much as I should have.
I've only just got it now that I've heard it again, and I think that's an important thing, is you need to have the time in to get things. But I wrote the same thing, that there were funny bits all the way through, but what I wrote down was it felt like I was watching the weather. It was good, but it was like it was being read rather than delivered.
Yeah. I will say, I think Rose picked up steam towards the end, and that was great. It was definitely an upward swing, and maybe if she had more time, she would have gone there a bit better. Oh, and the joke about me being so northern that I want anything if it's not a battered sausage, that just sent me off the rails, because it's a true story.
But it was really good. Comedy is a difficult thing to do, so it did really well.
So I really like this because it's Cher Horowitz. I think I really love this long blonde hair on Rosie. I liked how the ensemble all went together. I mean, it may just be because we're wearing the same thing in different colours, I don't know. But yeah, I don't really think I got what the voiceover was going for. Like, oh, it's Cher Horowitz in the future, she's an environmental lawyer. I didn't really think that was needed. She could have just been Cher Horowitz as we remember Cher Horowitz being. But I think the ensemble and the outfit itself was very nice.
See, I liked the voiceover and the outfit went with it as well, because it wasn't an exact replica of Cher. It was Cher with a little twists here and there, and it was very obviously Cher, but with changes, and I think the voiceover went well with it. Yeah, again, really liked it.
Yeah.
Don't have much else to say.
And Rose always really gives that character and that performance on the runway, which I always appreciate. There's always an extra layer when it comes to Rosie performing. So next up was Diosa Aurora Oso. Sorry, I'm just... Wait, there's a hair in my eye. So next up was Diosa Aurora Oso. Diosa, I felt Diosa was a little bit nervous. I don't know. I mean, the notes were clearly on Diosa's lap because he kept like looking down and reading them. There was the jokes about fisting was really great, and the joke about the London look for me really fucking got me. So there was great jokes and there was great material, but I think just like Rose, the delivery could have been stronger and punched it just a bit more.
Yeah, it was fun. What I found about it was fun all the way through, but to me it didn't feel very roasty. It was just sort of jokes about the different people, and there were good jokes, but it didn't to me feel harsh enough. And the thing, it's difficult to find. Like I said, it's difficult to find that fine line. But I don't think it was quite far enough.
Yeah, I will also say the joke about Natasha being a Sasquatch in heels was that was a really funny one as well. So I can get where Diosa was going with like the Buffy the Vampire Slayer sort of look. I understood it, and I actually liked it because it was a different take on preppy perfection, whereas everyone else, you know, went directly for Sorry, I had a stroke in 1989. So everyone else went directly for preppy, whereas Diosa went for preppy, but also gave it the Buffy the Vampire sort of twist. I loved this hair. I wasn't too keen on the outfit, but I liked the accessories with the crucifix and the stake. But the outfit itself, I wasn't too impressed with.
Yeah, I think I'd say the same things. I loved it. It was a bit different. I loved all the accessories and the way it was sold. But again, the outfit, it was okay. It wasn't anything to write home about, but it was cute. But altogether, I liked it.
Yeah. And then finally was Luna. I think we're probably going to be a bit split on this. I didn't really laugh that much at Luna's compared to what I understand you did. I don't know. I think for me it was maybe the jokes just weren't landing in the first half. I think much like Rosie,
Luna looked fucking...
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, Luna looked fucking phenomenal. But in terms of like the roast, Luna, I think it was very slow to get there.
Right.
Yeah, so I didn't find myself laughing as much as I thought I would. Some of the jokes were very harsh and very intense, which is what you want to do in a roast. I don't know if they were as funny as maybe the other competitors.
See, for me, out of the lot, Luna was my favourite, hands down. I don't know if it's the same sort of sense of humour, but it was so dry, so wonderfully harsh that when it got to me, I was quite scared. I didn't want to hear what you were going to say. But yeah, honestly, my favourite out of the lot.
I cannot tell you how much I love this. I think that's because we're both British, so we've both probably seen Saint Trinians, but it was bang on Saint Trinians. It was a little more sort of punk and gothic than what Preppy Perfection is, but I think understand the reference that is Saint Trinians, we see that and we know what it is instantly and we get it. I loved all the pieces. I loved Luna's silhouette. I loved the hair. It was just bang on for Preppy Perfection, really.
Oh my god, amazing. I haven't seen Centrinians, so the fact that I loved it that much, I'd know about it, I've like seen pictures of it and whatever, so I know what the whole aesthetic is.
Back off!
I think even without that, it was just so fucking good. Like all the little accessories, the cane was beautiful, silhouette was amazing, she looked so good, sold it so well, and it was clear there was a lot of thought put into it.
The judges have made some decisions. This was a very hard week to judge. As the competition has shrunk and gotten smaller, it's gotten harder and harder as each week has progressed. I am exceptionally proud of everyone, and it's been really tough deciding the outcome of this challenge. With that being said, Bailey, the judges loved your roast and we liked your runway look. There were just certain things we would have changed about it, but overall you had a good week this week. Luna, the judges were really split on you. I, for myself, did not quite enjoy the roast, but your roast and your take on comedy was right up our guest judge's alley. And your Saint Trinians look brought the house down. You really smashed it. Jack, you slaughtered in this roast. I was busting a gut laughing from start to finish. And once I heard the voiceover for your look, I just got it. I knew this character, I knew who this man was, and I already hated him. Bailey Bubbles, you are safe. Luna, Jack. This was so tough to decide. It was just the argument between me and Rock. I really wish I recorded it because you probably would have wanted to hear it. But with that being said, Jack Cadaver, congratulations. You are this week's ultimate challenger. Nailed it in the challenge, nailed it on the runway. I have never been prouder of you, Jack. You smashed this. Oh, Luna. Every time you get so close to winning, I do feel very guilty. I won't lie to you. For me personally, the roast just was not up my alley. But I think if this was, Rock Candy's Drag Race, you probably would have won. But you did seriously kill it on the runway, and that scored you major points, in my opinion. And congratulations, you're moving on to the next episode. That leaves us with Rose Quartz and Diosa Aurora Oso. Diosa, you didn't do bad in the roast per se. We just felt you were a little bit nervous and we could see you were looking at your card. Looking down's a dead giveaway to see that someone's looking at their notes when they're doing one of these challenges. And I think compared to the other looks, it wasn't as strong, which is a shame because coming off of last week's runway, I was really expecting an upswing from you because you did really murder the Club Kids challenge. I will say I like the Buffy reference, but I just don't think it was the strongest of this bunch, if I'm being honest. Oh, Rosie. You were serving it on the runway, in my opinion. I did really enjoy this Cher Horowitz look, but the roast just was not as strong as it could have been. You had really great material, and that's important, because if you can write funny jokes, then you can be a good comedian. What I found was that the delivery just was not there. You were not giving it time to breathe. However, I will say the joke about the battered sausage, I'm gonna find you and I'm gonna beat you to death with a bad sausage for that line. Oh, you cheeky mare. Unfortunately, that means Rosie, Diosa, you'll be facing off in the lip sync smackdown. Best of luck.
Are we gonna have a problem? You got a bone to pick? You've come so far, why now are you pulling on my dick? I'd normally slap your face off, and everyone here could watch. But I'm feeling nice, here's some advice, listen up, bitch! I like looking hot, buying stuff they cannot. I like drinking hard, maxing dad's credit card. I like skipping gym, scaring her, screwing him. I like killer clothes, kicking nerds in the nose. If you lack the balls, you can go play dolls. Let your mommy fix you a snack. Whoa. Or you could come smoke, pound some rum and coke in my Porsche with the quarterback. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Honey, what you waiting for? Welcome to my candy store. Time for you to prove you're not a loser anymore. Then step into my candy store. Guys fall at your feet, pay the check, help you cheat. All you have to do, say goodbye to Shamu. That freak's not your friend, I can tell in the end. If she had your shot, she would leave you to rot. Course, if you don't care, fine, go braid her hair. Maybe Sesame Street is on. Whoa. Or forget that creep and get in my Jeep. Let's go tear up someone's lawn. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Honey, what you waiting for? Welcome to my candy store. You just gotta prove you're not a pussy anymore. Then step into my candy store. You can join the team, or you can bitch and moan. You can live the dream, or you can die alone. You can fly with eagles, or if you prefer, keep on testing me and end up like her. Veronica, look, Ram invited me to his homecoming party, see? I told you there was still something there. This proves he's been thinking about me. Color me stoked. I'm so happy. Honey, what you waiting for? Shut up, Heather. Step into my candy store.
As the competitions progress, you must understand this gets harder every week. Judging these lip syncs is not something I take lightly, and I take as much into consideration as I can. It's been a long 4 weeks, I will say, of watching people drop or people be eliminated, and each elimination stings harder than the last. Although this really pains me to say, Rose Quartz, you will be moving on to the next episode. Congratulations. Oh, Diosa. Where do we start? This unfortunately means, Diosa, you've been eliminated again. But please don't let this dishearten you. I got to see such a different side of you coming back to this competition. I was blown away last week by not only your dance ability, but also your club kid look. And although you didn't prevail this week, I know you are funny, I've talked to you, I know the sort of person you are, and I think this was just a matter of nerves getting to you maybe. It really does sting at this point to say goodbye to you, because I know how badly you want this, and I know how hard you're willing to fight for this. But as the competition races towards the end, we're losing challenger after challenger, and unfortunately, it is finally your time to go. I want to say this. After eliminating you on the first week, I was disappointed because I knew you had more on you. And coming back, I finally got to see this from you, and I got to see the Diosa Aurora Oso I wanted to see. You should be so proud of yourself, Diosa. You are an amazingly talented drag performer, and I don't know anyone who does your drag like you. Thank you for your time, Diosa. There you go, mean girls, gays and nays. Wasn't that another titillating episode of Ultimate Drag Challenge? Stick with us because the competition is racing towards its finish line, and you won't want to miss another episode of Ultimate Drag Challenge.